We have some new cards and support for everyone's favorite Synchro of Unity Masudo structure deck. There are new 5D'S, you say, junk-related cards that will surely finally bring this deck into the metagame. And Speeder will no longer be the choke point of pass or fail for this deck. So we'll read at these things here. We've got Full Speed Warrior, Anchor Bolt Hedgehog. God damn, that's so cute. And a new Junk Warrior retrain. Well, it's not really retrain, it's a different level. A normal spell card. That's a decent amount of cards to get. 2 main deck monsters, a new boss monster, and a spell. If you put enough text on this stuff, it could be good. Like, genuinely. Synchron is a deck that is wildly powerful. It is up there as probably one of the most powerful decks, like, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever. Like, you can do infinite stuff you want if you resolve a speeder. The problem is resolving speeder. So, it doesn't matter how powerful your deck is if it's not getting through a hand trap, right? Like, one fart in the wind essentially shuts you down completely. So that's kind of the issue with Synchron. They kind of just need, like, extenders and way to push through and do some more plays outside of this one centrifugal choke point of speeder. Let's see if this assists in that regard. We've got Full Speed Warrior here, level 2 Wind Warrior, 9/4. If this is normal or special, add a Junk Synchron or a spell trap that mentions Junk Warrior from your deck to your hand. So I'm going to assume you just add the new card with this guy. But whenever they add, like, this very hyper-specific type of text on Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards where it says card that mentions X name or phrase, you end up in this, like, weird database situation where sometimes, like, you can find playable shit from, like, 2011. And I don't think it's very good design, personally. However, it seems like it's likely to be the only real way to give legacy support any sort of viability is to give them these, like, very strangely specific and niche targeted searches. So spell trap that mentions Junk Warrior. I mean, maybe there's, like, some other bunch of cards. Apparently there's only one other target beside the new spell, but one would assume that you're probably just using the new spell. Anyway, Eye of Timaeus wants to know your location. You can only use this effect once per turn. While this is in the monster zone, the following monsters you control gain 900 attack during your battle phase. Monsters that mention Junk Warrior and synchros with Warrior in their original name. So I assume this also randomly buffs a bunch of things that aren't even related to this archetype, right? I mean, there has to be a ton of random synchro monsters with the word Warrior in their name. But clearly that's just a side effect. So typically you want to buff Junk Warrior with this. While this is in the monster zone, 900 attack during your battle phase for Junk Warrior. Like, that is so painfully mid that I don't even see this being I don't see this being a relevant effect whatsoever. However, it searches at the new spell card, which is probably everything that this deck needs to do, most likely. So we'll see what that says in a moment. Anchor Bolt Hedgehog is a level 2 Earth Machine, 8/8, during your main or opponent's main. If this is in your grave and you control Junk Warrior or a monster that mentions it. Wait, so this guy also mentions it, right? So technically these two work together. Is in your grave, and you control Junk Warrior monster that mentions it, except itself, you can special this in defense. You can't special from the extra for the rest of his turn, except synchros. So it's a very... I don't see what, like, drawing this and this does. Well, I mean, clearly all of this is based on the spell. So let's read the main deck cards first before we pass judgment. Synchro Fellows, not follows, Synchro Fellows. Sonic Chick! Add one of the following cards to your deck to your hand, then send the card from your hand to the grave. So you can just rota for Junk Synchron or a monster that mentions Junk Warrior or Stardust Dragon. Banish this from your grave and target a Synchro you control. Reduce its level by 1. During your main phase this turn, you can normal a Synchron in addition to... I feel like they already have a spell that does that, right? Then send the card from your hand to the grave. So add the Junk Synchron or any monster that mentions Junk Warrior or Stardust Dragon, and then pitch a card. So, unless there's other better targets, I'm not really seeing why this is good. I can add tuning. So, the problem is, like, the search targets don't help fix this one problem of dealing with speeder getting negated. Right? That's kind of like what I'm interpreting from this. Like, yeah, this all looks great in terms of consistency, but it isn't doing the one fundamental thing this deck needed, which was, I need to resolve Speeder. How can I resolve Speeder? And I don't think any of these cards are really helping you do that. Let's see what the boss monster does. Level 8 Dark Warrior Synchro, Junk Synchron plus a non-tuner. This is synchroed. Activate this effect special as many level 2 or lower monsters from your grave as possible, and if you do, they cannot activate this turn. For the rest of this turn after this effect resolves, you can only special once? Okay, that's absolutely terrible. No, that's... It should have just locked you into synchros. No, that's not good. That's not a good card. When this destroys a monster by battle, banish this card, special or junk synchro from your extra. This is treated as a synchro. Is this even capable of OTKing? So, what this needed to do, and you can see very clearly it's a level 8. What this needed to do was to be an extender for Speeder. You summon Speeder, it gets negated, so then you activate this guy. Oh, it's not even the right level. It's level 2. This needed to be an extender for Speeder getting negated. This needed to be summon all of them back from your grave and you're locked into synchros. Or something. But even then, if you summon everything back from your grave, that's not really that good, right? Because the Speeder got negated. I know that I could be completely wrong in this, but I'm focusing all of my attention on junk Speeder resolving, right? So that's kind of like all I'm seeing here is like, this is a consistent card. This helps you get to that better. This helps you make the Speeder faster and better and more efficiently, but it's not dealing with the problem that is junk Speeder get negated. What do you do? Which is basically what this deck is known for. So I'm not sure. You can pass on, like, this is when Speeder gets negated. Okay, but what are you doing with this? You summon this, Speeder gets negated, so you extend into this, you summon this, you bring back a guy, then what do you do? Like, Baron Pass in Master Duel? Like, 8 and a 2? Like, what do you do? Like, you can summon one more time. Like, what are you making? Make Typhon. OTK with Junk Warrior and Scrapfest! Dude, I hope so. The spell effect is wrong. Wrong in what way? Is it? Is this, like, mistranslated? Meant to summon Blazar or something, if I recall. Bring back as many 2s and then synchro. Well, what do you make? What you get one more summon. What one more summon are you doing that makes this valid? It's like a 2-3 card combo that what? Makes a Blazar pass? You can add both with this card. Add a Junk Synchron and the monster that mentioned Junk Warrior Stardust. Wait, is this supposed to add 2 cards? Okay, that's pretty cool, actually. But ultimately, again, like I said, adding, like, you can have 5 cards in your hand that all are added off of one card, but ultimately, like, how far does it get you? I guess if anyone has some replays, let me know. I could be wrong, but let's see what the good book is saying down here. Good thing they restrict the Junk Warrior Extremes effect to only summon a Junk Synchro during the battle phase, and on top of that, prevent you from summoning anything else from the same turn use the first effect. Is that sarcasm? Can you imagine how badly it would obliterate the meta if you could summon a Junk Destroyer with no effect and Synchro summon in the same turn? Or use Archer's effect to banish before the battle phase? With an OTK pair like that, they could have been close to almost making a serious attempt at an effort to outclass what? I think someone's a little bit upset that this isn't very competitively viable. Synchron Fellows looks good. These are some mid-ass cards. Can we get some support for strategies that isn't cringe-ass combo slop? Is this all? Seems underwhelming. Hope we get more cards or our own Primite. My hopes was a new way of playing the deck in a mid-range way, the Centurion style, utilizing short setups to synchro on the opponent's turn and utilizing the satellite junk synchro monster in the opponent's turn, having a duel where utilizing disruption is skill and not negate spam. So I'm sorry, but like, this deck is not designed to be mid-rangey or skillful that way. I know that this is going to be disappointing, but Konami have very clearly and evidently taken a direction with designing this deck to be synchro spam, which ultimately is going to lead to you can't play the game. So yeah, unfortunate. These cards might seem weak, but they're good since they give different options than the usual Warrior Stardust junk cards. They already have tons of disruption. They just need cards to easily OTK on the max C and other interruptions to be viable. Hopefully the last 4 cards address that. I don't agree. Shit! Mid-ass fuck cards, thanks! Okay, people clearly are like ragging on these way too hard because ultimately people are looking for cards that pay your student loan, hand loop, omni negate, by breathing, extend through 2 hand traps. They're just looking, every deck just wants Mathmech Circular. But even I, as someone who tends to be quite lenient in my analysis of mid cards, these are not even just mid. These are fine cards at a less than casual level. Like, they are not designed to do what the deck is trying to achieve in its win condition. And the win condition that they've established with Synchron is Junk Speeder. None of these cards realistically help deal with the Junk Speeder problem that this deck has, and so I don't think it's good enough, unfortunately. Let's read the new card. So this is a new generic support card, which I'm looking at it immediately, and I'm just getting Ashen vibes, because it's a Pyro. Wait, was Ashen light? No, it was dark Pyros, actually. Never mind. Well, anyway, let's have a look here. Alacus, the Shining Stunner Saint. Level 5 light Pyro, 2018. If you have a face-up card in your spell and trap zone, special this. You can only special it once per turn this way. You can only use the following effects once per turn. Target a face-up spell and trap you control. Destroy both it and this, then draw one. If it's destroyed, target an Xyz you control and attach this to it as a material. This is very obviously and clearly designed for something that I haven't read in a while, or something that I'm unfamiliar with. K9 is what you're telling me? K9 support, and I think it's quite good. You can destroy Case with this guy, and you get a free draw one plus set Forced Liberation. It is also a light Pyro, searchable by Chaotic Element. Does the field spell zone count as a spell and trap zone? For some reason, no. We're playing Pendulum Magician K9 with this one. Are there any level 9 Centurions that would want to make using this? Apparently not. It's not relevant, but it's funny you can search this off of Sword Ryziel. New Psychics already reviewed? No, actually. They are here. That's the last one. Yeah, so I don't know too much about K9, so I think I'm just going to skip that one over. So this is somewhat in tune with the main deck Psychics that we got a couple of months ago. I don't know if they've actually been released in TCG. I'm not sure if they were in Duad. I think they might be in Duad. But these are, like, seem to be boss monsters. Now, I do remember the main deck monsters of this deck being actually quite good. This is a Sidekick monster plus 1 Synchro, Ixie, or Link. This feels... I'm pretty sure this is quite easy to make, right? After this is fusioned, it gains 1,000 for each Synchro, Ixie, or Link. Use the material until the end of this turn. Oh, plus 1 Synchro, Ixie, or Link. Gains 1,000 for each Synchro, Ixie. I feel like this is wrongly written here. I'm sure it's supposed to say 1 plus Synchro, Ixie, or Link. And you could theoretically use more than... Because why else would it gain 1,000 for each material if you can only use one material? This must be an error. You can also use the following effects once per turn. When your opponent would special a monster, quick effect again. Say the line, Bart. Say the line, dude. Okay, very cool. Extremely powerful. Solemn Warning is obviously a fantastic effect. Correct me if I'm wrong with my rulings, but this is only Bill Omega Lol Tin summons, right? So only summons that do not start a chain, like Xyz and Synchros and Links, which is obviously really good, but if you activate an effect to special summon, then that doesn't get negated. This fusion summon card is sent to the grave. You can banish a teleport, normal, or quick play from your grave and special this. Wow, that's kind of absurd. I'm pretty sure they have one card teleport combos, right? So you can summon this, use it as an extender, as a body, linking into something, and then banish the teleport and bring it back. And yeah, you just have like a recurring solemn warning. That's a really, really good boss monster. I just don't recall how easy it is to make it. I feel like it is quite easy to make. But yeah, super powerful. Really good for going second as well, because you make it really large. See what the Synchro is here. Generic level 6. Synchro would pay 1,000 and set a teleport, normal, or quick play from deck, grave, or banishment. I don't know about setting quick plays, Runic gamers. If the Synchro summon card is sent to the grave, target a card your opponent controls, or if you control Psychic Fusion or Synchro, target up to 2 cards and return them to the hand. Pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't think you're obviously supposed to set emergency teleport with this. But yeah, they have like almost like a pseudo-branded fusion, don't they? That locks you into Psychics, if I recall. But this is actually kind of insane, because it's the searcher for the deck. And they can make Synchro 6s very easily. I don't know if it's a 1-card combo. They definitely have 2-card combos that very easily make this. So you can go into this, and then either link it off with, like, I don't know, maybe you can go like Gravity Controller. You're most likely just trying to fuse it away, ideally. But if not, you can make generic links. You can Synchro Climb. And then when it goes to the graveyard, you can set from deck. This low-key, this synchro seems like the best card in the entire... I don't want to say archetype, because it's not really an archetype. But this pulls everything together. It even plays around Droll, actually, which is super important. You can see that there's like this power creeping method that they're doing, which is in order to play around Ash Blossom and Droll and Lockbird, they're just letting you set cards now, rather than add. So even if you get Drolled at some point early in your combo, this is still going to resolve. This can't be ashed. So really, really powerful. And it's got super good applicability going second with the removal. I mean, the only downside is that it targets. Yeah, maybe it should have bounce cards equal to the number of materials used or whatever, right? Like, that would have been crazy. But this is a crazy powerful card. And she looks like she's definitely a qualified person in the medical industry. Yeah, no, I would be okay with her operating on me. Should I have a incurable disease known as brain rot? Super poly target with negates. Oh god, wait, I didn't even think about that. A psychic and a synchro Exir link. Yeah, so I forgot to go through the fusion monster checkpoint, which was the super poly test. Unicorn. Yeah, if your opponent ends on unicorn and like an extra deck monster, you can summon this, I guess. That's kind of crazy. Vanquish soul super poly target. Oh my god, that's what we needed. I didn't even think about that. After 50 million years, an insane super poly target for Cash Tira. Psychic Export, let's go. Now this is the real retrain original Serene Psychic Witch. Cash finally has a... I can't believe that's the main thing people are thinking about. I didn't even consider that. God, I am so innocent and so pure of heart that I wasn't thinking about these evil, terrible, nasty plays that you guys were trying to cook up. It can super poly rock and holy suit. It's not good. Oh, unfortunate. Konami cooking something good with psychics. Punk support, nice. Exactly is all psychic monster support. What punk variant can play both? We need level 3 non-tuner. Gold Pride. Punk can search psychic tracker, part of its main combo line. Don't know how competitive that would be, but it's an easy way to make the new synchro. Punk is probably a deck that can utilize this, right? I mean, it just makes sense. Synchro 6s, very easy to make. And it's really... That's a good point that you can just search generic 3 psychics to help extend. Plus, I don't remember this stuff locking you, but you have access to Fiendsmith as well in Punk, so that's even crazier. No one would see the Super Poly Mech Knight coming. True. That Synchro was so good. I told you, Synchro's the best monster in this deck. Alright, I think that's it for the new cards. Had to go try support. Wait, whoa, what is this? I haven't seen these before. Hold up, there's more. Ichiki Sayori Hime. I'm just going to assume this is bad because I heard nothing about this. Cannot be special. You can only use first, second effect once per turn. If this is in your hand, you control a monster with 800 attack or defense. Immediately after this resolves normal summon. Control a monster with 800 attack or defense. Is this like Monarch cards? Doesn't the new Terrestria or something have these stats? Sexo! Oh, great. Amazing. Well, that's broken. Level 4 extra normal. That's crazy. Does this just replace the spirits? If this is normal, add a level 4 light monster with 800 attack and defense. Does this add Martha? So, Martha, I believe, can't be used if you control... What's it called? So you overlay into an Exosister and then it works, right? So you can use Martha, basically. You do this and you can make Martha, right? It's no monsters or only exceed. Yeah. Okay. It makes the Spirit Engine much better. Damn. I'm trying to think, like, did Exosister really need, like, more starters? I feel like Exosister wasn't really struggling on starters. Like, the only way to give them a better starter is to, like, make an even crazier one-card combo starter. Which I guess this sort of works, but I just felt like maybe Endboard Exosister needed a little bit more, right? Because realistically, it's what, like 2 banishes? I mean, which is fine for a mid-range deck, to be fair. I don't know, Exorcist is just weird. All of their cards are just fine. They're just not, like, incredible. I guess, right? It's better than Sakitama because this gets you to Engine. Well, doesn't Sakitama get you to Engine because you just overlay into Michaelis who searches? Is that not how that works? 4 banishes? Well, yeah, I guess if you put everything resolves, that is true. Leviathan, the Burning Blade. Leviathan. Generic Fire Link. You can only use this effect once per turn. During the main, tribute one other fire and target a fire with the same type, but to lower level in your grave. Special summon it in defense. Face down card and you spell and traps and will be destroyed by your opponent's card effect. Banish this card instead. During the main, tribute one other fire and target a fire with the same type, lower level, and special it. What is this good in? I mean, it's good in any fire deck, but like, what specifically is like really breaking this? Racism. Probably, yeah. I don't know too much about Rescue Ace. Fire King could see some use of this. I don't really see like what you're cycling through that really helps you trigger more. Like, I guess if you like can dump an Alkanix, you can bring it back. That's kind of neat. Oh, it's like complete. It's isn't this crazy in Salamangreat? Good Infernoid, Infernoble. Just any fire deck that has spare bodies is kind of crazy with this, actually, right? Just bring anything back. Just a link to Promethean, but has a cost, which is obviously huge. But like you can go like Hita make this, and then tribute another body after taking their Ash Blossom. Potentially stuff like that. Seems cool. Promethean Husbando. I forget that all the main deck Exos have the same 800 defense, which makes it strategy, and because of that, it's somehow also having decent synergy with Monarch to fetch Idea or Tessera. Ah, see, I told you. New Link 2 is really good for many fire decks. Ichiki's obvious pairing is with Aratama, but it also searches the Gradius. Other targets: Summoner Monk, Lunalight Yellow, Martin, Kaleido Chick, Cyberdark Chimera, a Dusted Gold, Thunder King Ryo, Splitting Planarian Machina Unclasper. Who the hell is Splitting Planarian? Benkai, and Exo. You can also use this way. Use it as a way to attack with Watts. Even Tainted Wisdom. See, this guy seems to have a thing with Watts. Fair enough, dude. I respect it. All right, that's my weekly roundup of all the cards that I've missed and seen. I'm mostly disappointed in the Synchrons. I really wanted that to be good. I'm upset about that. I wanted the Synchrons to be good, but it is what it is. I'm sorry I didn't get any combos this time. My Discord let me down. That they don't like me. I just got rickrolled instead. See you in the next week's card review. Bye.